Before I begin, I want to make a big announcement. The full Igbo calendar is now available for your Apple and Google Calendar. I have created a calendar that tells the 13 moons, 4 market days, and different holidays and correlating rituals across the whole of Igbo land, as well as breakdowns of what they mean and the stories behind them. This is available for all patrons who join our community to support this channel at patreon.com/TheMedicineShell. Nation systems are cited to be the roots of most cultures and most spiritual systems today. And in our ancestral tradition, the story of Afa goes back to the beginning of humanity itself. Long ago, there was a woman of infinite wisdom and insights, so much so that all of our ancestors sought her wisdom for solutions. So throughout her life, she carried on revealing things to individuals with perfect accuracy. Her clairvoyance and insight were even sharp enough to know what individuals were thinking before they used words to express them. And from this, she was in fact able to read minds of human beings, animals, and spirits. So when this woman died, the people she served sent a delegation to Chukwu to ask him for a replacement. For living in the world that Chukwu had just created was impossible without the lights which came from her mind. And so, after hearing their appeals, Chukwu gave them specific instructions on how to bury the old sage, with a promise that a sacred ugili tree would sprout from her head, and from this tree her knowledge would return to the world of the living. The people, desperate to preserve her wisdom, did as he told. They buried the old sage, and as Chukwu promised, an ugili tree grew from her head. Chukwu had also instructed them to cut the seeds of its fruit in half and string them together in 4 strings of 4 seeds. And since that day, the truth and all-seeing insights of the old sage has been preserved in the language of Afa, and her contribution to humanity has been immortalized in the fact that till this day, Afa is still referred to as the gossiping old woman, or Agadingwai na Shashere. It is important to note that those who wish to use Afa must learn the language of Akpapala, the language used to communicate with Agon when performing Afa, which is said to be the original language of humanity and the roots of the Igbo language, which is best preserved in the Afa tradition. Regardless of a